Okay, welcome to this training, ladies and gentlemen, on the Powur Energy compensation plan.
But I'm just gonna say one thing, Daddy.
Okay, tell me, Max.
I wonder you have them in hand. Exclamation mark or a question?
Question mark.
No, exclamation mark.
Okay, Mijo. Let me do this. I'm gonna record, so you cannot come in the office when I'm recording. Okay, Mijo? Love you. Close the door and do not come in until I come out. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Powur Energy compensation plan. This is for training purposes, okay? This is what the compensation plan pays, right? If you do these things, Powur is going to pay you these commissions. But more than anything, this is for training purposes, okay? And it's also very important to understand that there's no guarantees of income. With this business, just like if you join the real estate business or the insurance business or the network marketing business, there's no guarantees of income. But obviously, in each one of these businesses that I've mentioned, there's commissions, there's money that you make based on things that you do. So I'm here to share with you the Powur Energy compensation plan explained. So with that being said, let's jump into it, okay? So here's what we're gonna cover. And I've got about 4 slides before we get into the PowerPoint. But it's very important that we get into these slides so you know what we're talking about. And it just sets up the compensation plan right. So 4 slides from now, if you want to skip 2 or 3 minutes, feel free. But I'm going to go through these 4 initial slides. So we're going to be covering the personal sales. We're also going to be covering the 6th level revenue share. We're going to be covering one of my favorite parts of the comp plan, which is the mentor sales, meaning split sales. I'll just say this about this program, and you'll see shortly. This is a way where somebody can go out there and make 5 figures monthly, month 1. Matter of fact, I believe somebody's going to come into this business very soon and make 6 figures their first month because of these mentor sales. And then finally, you've got the ambassador program. The ambassador program is a great program that we just introduced, and I'm going to get into the details of that, okay? And then finally, equity ownership. This is a way that I believe most modern companies nowadays are doing it, right? Where you're not just a part of an organization, you actually own a piece of the company. You own a piece of the action. And so this here is it's very important, it's very powerful, it's very similar to what EXP Realty is doing, for those of you guys that know EXP Realty. Okay, so, Buckminster Fuller said, to change things, don't try to fight the existing reality. Instead, build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. And I believe that what Powur is doing here in the solar industry is disrupting an industry that's about to go into momentum, that's about to go into the boom. I believe we're about to experience the boom, the solar boom, kind of like we've seen the boom of other industries like real estate and certain niches in network marketing. We are disrupting and we are doing something drastically different than what everybody else is doing. And I think the reason why the masses of solar pros are not a part of Powur yet is because they haven't heard of Powur yet. So our business model is very simple. We believe that the individual seller is the most valuable person in solar, so they deserve the greatest benefits. Them, along with the customer, of course. And this is the last slide before we get into the compensation plan. So here's the difference to understand, right? The old model, we're going to talk about the old model here. You sell for a dealer, right? Or you work for a company, okay? Smaller commissions, little to minimal support. There's no passive income. There's no residual income. There certainly isn't no equity or ownership. You build up a company, somebody else gets very, very rich. There's no equity, and then no scalable technology. When we look at this here you sell for yourself, meaning you are your own dealer. Everybody that's a part of Powur is paid the highest level possible. You've got the most lucrative seller commissions in the industry. Now, I'll give you an example, right? Where my wife and I, we own an ADT dealer. That's one of the businesses that we own. I also own a credit repair company. So we're serial entrepreneurs. One of the things that I've seen in the dealer program, whether it's home security or it's solar, that you got the company and they got their guys that make the big money. And these guys are encouraged to go out there and build a team, which I agree, build a team, leverage. But they obviously got to pay their guys less money. Then those guys, if they want to build a team, they got to pay their guys less money. And so on and so forth. Eventually, the guy that's 2 or 3 levels deep says, hey, man, I'm already savvy. I already know the business. I'm going to go to another dealer and get a bigger commission. So what they're doing, they're recycling the people and they're training their competition, right? So here you sell for yourself. Nobody above you is making more money than you are. And you're going to see that in this compensation. It's a brilliant compensation plan. There's daily training and support, passive income, and there's equity opportunities, okay? You can own a piece of power. So we haven't even gone public yet. When we do, look at what happened. For example, just perfect example, EXP Realty. When I saw EXP in 2014 or 15, I think it was, their stock was somewhere around 9 cents, maybe 14 cents, I think. Right now, as of the time of this recording, May 18th, 2020, it's actually May 19th, 2020, the stock is somewhere around $9 or $10 from 10 cents, 14 cents. And then finally, Scalable Technology, okay? So I'm not gonna get into this in detail, we're gonna get into the conversation plan. So, innovation for solar sales professionals, okay? This is actually the last slide before the comp plan. We are the Uber to taxis in the solar industry, right? We are the EXP Realty to traditional real estate. We are the Costco to traditional grocery stores, right? That's what Powur is to traditional solar companies, right? We are breaking the mold. We are doing something drastically different. And we are on the verge of exploding. We're growing by tremendous percentages on a monthly basis. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I've got my coffee here, my last sip of coffee. Because coffee is for closers, I'm looking to get 4 to 5 personal solar sales this week, and I'm very excited about that, and a bunch of people on the team. So here's a compensation plan. This is the industry first transparent cost of goods model. You see all of the cost of goods. So other EPCs and dealers, what they do is they hide the true cost of installing the project, and they make large margins on your spread, okay? So what Powur does differently is that we give you the actual cost of goods, okay? That's your base price. Now, you keep the lion's share of the net revenue. So whatever the expenses are, the cost of goods, the expenses for the project, you see what it is. Then you see what's left. And you keep the lion's share. 70% of what's left is what you keep. And it's really 85% because Powur only keeps about 15%. And I'm going to show you how that works. So it's a 70-30 split to the individual seller. And I'm going to give you guys an example of what those commissions look like. Now, as the Powur community continues to drive volume, Powur's cost of goods, okay, falls lower and lower, thus delivering more valuable to the members and the customers. Because we are growing and we're doing volume and we're scaling, the cost of goods constantly gets smaller and smaller and smaller. What does that mean for us? It means bigger commissions. What does that mean for the customer? It means bigger savings. It means more leverage. If we got the best prices, we can beat anybody's prices. Somebody gets a quote for somebody thinks a phenomenal quote, we can beat that quote. And still makes it probably double what the average solar rep out in the industry is making. So here's a comp plan breakdown on your personal sales. The first way that we get paid is on personal sales. So let's take an example. This particular project, let's say it's $35,000. And I'm just taking round numbers here. $35,000, you've got $22,000 are the cost of goods. We're talking about the inverters, the panels, the work, the labor, everything, installation. That's what I'm including in the cost of goods here, right? So now you subtract the $22,000 from the $35,000. $22,500 minus $35,000, that leaves $12,500. So the difference, we can't do anything about it. That's the cost of goods. That's the cost of doing business. Powur has no control over that. We don't either. That's the expenses. That means that there's $12,500 in commissionable money. Out of that $12,500, if you are the one that made that sale, here's what that means. 70% of that goes to you. 70% of the $12,500 goes to you. In this example, it is $8,750 is your commission. The cool part about this is that as soon as a customer signs and we go to work, a couple of weeks later, 2-3 weeks later, you get 40% of your commission upfront, up to $2,000. Okay, 40% up to $2,000, right? As soon as it gets installed, the other 60% or whatever is left is paid to you after the installation. So it's kind of cool. As you're building it, you don't have to wait a long time to get your money. As soon as they get signed, 1, 2, 3 weeks later, you get 40% of your commission. And then at the end of the installation, you get the other 60%. So that's pretty awesome. Now, what happens to the other 30%? Powur takes that 30%. In this example, 30% of the 12,500 equals 3,750. That's Powur's cut, but not really. Half of that, they split 50% of it with the field. So out of the 37,500, half of it is split with the field, 50% of it. So here's what that looks like, okay? Again, the comp plan breakdown, 50% split with the field. Remember, Powur, in that example, Powur kept 3,750. You got the cost of goods. What's left, 70% goes to you, 30% to Powur. In this example, Powur has 3,750. Half of this is going to get paid to us, the field. Here's how that works. Let's say, for example, one of the people that you introduced made that particular sale. They made 8,750. Powur kept 3,750. You introduced John, who made that sale. John made the 8,750. What do you make? You make 20% of what Powur kept. So Powur kept 3,750. Well, 20% of the 3,750 equals $750. That is your override on that commission. Keep in mind, you're on 70%. The guy you brought is on 70%. If he brings somebody, they're on 70%. Everybody's on 70%. So you don't have to worry like you do in a traditional dealer with competing on price. Where like, man, Joe brought me and Pedro brought Joe and, John brought Pedro. So there's 3 people above me making it. That's why I'm making such a small commission. It's not the case here. Everybody makes 70%. Out of the 30%, so everybody makes 70. Out of the 30%, half of it is split in these 6 levels here that you can see. So 20%. So again, John made that sale. He made the 8,750. You made $750. But keep this in mind. There's significantly more money than this. And I'm going to get into it in the mentor sales, the split sales. So 20% goes to you, which is 750. Whoever brought you makes 10% of that 3,750, which is 375. And whoever brought them makes 5%. So the next 4 people above them make 5%. If you add this up, this percentage here equals 50%. So what is Powur really keeping off of the 3,750? They're keeping half of that, whatever that is, right? That's like 1,700 and change, okay? This is a very, very powerful model. It's 1,800 and change. Very, very powerful model. So you got to understand, Powur's model is not, hey, I want to make a lot of money on one sale. Powur's model is, hey, we are in 28 states. You can sell solar in 28 states, and we're adding about 5 more here very shortly, okay? We want to get paid on volume. That's the model of Powur. Very, very powerful. I believe this is a model of the future. So as your team starts building out, you got a couple guys making some sales. They got a couple guys making some sales. You could override up to 6 levels deep. And this is with compression. Here's what that means. If one level, you got somebody on one level didn't make a sale, but somebody below him, that level moves up. I won't get into those details. Just know it actually digs deeper than 6 levels. Very, very powerful, okay? Now, here's a mentor program. Everyone that gets started with Powur needs to do 3 mentor sales. That means that they need to do a sale with their mentor, and that's a 50-50 split. Now, once you've completed 5 sales on your own, you can become a mentor. Side note, if you are a solar professional, you do not need to do 3 mentor sales. You just need to do 1 mentor sale. That mentor sale is not to teach you how to sell solar. You already know how to sell solar. What that mentor sale is designed for is basically to show you how to use the system. Everybody's to do minimum 1 mentor sale. But if you're not a solar pro, you've got to do 3. Some people do 3 and they say, I'm still not ready, and they continue to do more mentor sales with their mentor. That's perfect. That's up to you. But everybody has to do 3 mentor sales. That's a 50-50 split. Again, as soon as you've completed 5 sales on your own, you take a little test, and you now are eligible to be a mentor, which means you could do split sales not only for your team. And keep in mind, building a team is optional. It is not a requirement. That's optional. But now that you become a mentor, you could do split sales for anybody in the company in any state. You could be in California and you could be doing a sale for somebody in Florida that you don't even know. Maybe they like your style. They met you on social media, on one of the groups, and they like the way that you do business. They say, hey, Johnny, would you mind being my mentor on this deal? Sure. And you make a couple $1,000s on a sale that took you 30 minutes to do via Zoom. Okay? And there's some people that are making outrageous amounts of money being mentors, right? It's just, it's an amazing program. So the mentor commission example works like this. The net commission on average with Powur is $7,000. That's the average commission. 7,000 and change, right? Let's just keep it at 7. So in this example, if there's a net commission after the cost of goods, after all the expenses, 7,000 goes to the commission. That's the 70%, let's say. Half of that goes to the consultant, the person that is not the mentor yet. Let's say I just joined, I just got started, I got my neighbor wants to go solar, you did the presentation for me. Of the 7,000, I get 3,500, you get the other 3,500. Pretty simple, okay? Half. Keep in mind, I've got to do three mentor sales. So let's look at an example of the mentor sales potential. This is an example, right? Let's say, for example, you got John who goes out there and introduces 7 people to the Powur platform. They want to sell solar. They want to make some money. They say, hey, man, I want to make $100,000 plus this year. How do I do it? Give me the training. Let's go out there and make it happen. 7 people is what you invite. Remember, these 7 people, the average commission is 7,000, so the average split sale, mentor sale is 3,500. These 17 members, let's say these 17 members do 3 split sales with you in 1 month. 7 times 3 equals 21 sales. 21 sales at a $3,500 average mentor split sale. Do the math. The math is on your screen. Not too shabby for month 1, right? Again, these are examples. There's no guarantee of income here. I'm simply giving you examples. Are there people making that kind of money right now? Absolutely. Are they doing it from home? Absolutely. Are they doing it via Zoom? They don't have to drive. Right now, we're in the quarantine. We're in the middle of May 2020. We're in the middle of the quarantine worldwide, right? People are doing this from Zoom. As a matter of fact, after quarantine started, our sales went up. Other solar companies struggled. We did it because we are building traditional ways via leads, via door knocking, even though we can't do that right now, but via warm market. Because as you build a team, everybody knows some homeowners. So we simply, our job is to get their electric bill. We got trainings every single day. So it is in this example with a team of 7, you show them how to make a list of their people or how to find homeowners, however you do it. Guess what? You're mentoring. Now, those do not have to be 7 people that you introduced. Maybe you introduced 2 of them. And 5 of them gave you a couple of split sales and they're not on your team. They're not even in the same state that you're in. Doesn't matter. 21 sales at an average of 3,500 in this example. Sometimes it'll be less, sometimes it'll be more. You're at 73,500. Not too shabby. Now keep this in mind. This is a mentor sales commission. This does not include what you make from the first level. So remember, there's the 70%, that's what you're splitting with the mentee. The mentor and the mentee split the 70%. Out of the 30%, half of that is paid in the 6th level revenue share. So if these are 7 people that you introduced, the average 20% commission with Powur is $550. That's the average, okay? So in this example, you're at 73,500, but there's also 21 sales that on the first level, if you brought all these 7 people, you're also making that 20% on the first level, which is an extra 550 times 21. You're looking at what? What is that, $11,000? That's in unilevel pay, revenue share pay, on top of your mentor sales commissions. Now, what if those folks go out there and introduce some other people that fall in your 2nd level? Well, if the numbers work out the same, your average commission, override commission, 2 levels deep, is $275 every sale they make. Now, here's a kicker. I've personally introduced in a month about 20 people. I think it's 21, okay? We've already got sales going. We're cranking, okay? None of them were really sales pros. We're showing them the solar business. Some of them aren't. Here's what happens. Some of these guys and girls, before they become a mentor, okay, before they get the first 3 sales, they're already introducing other people to the platform. So they're going to make the 6th level revenue share. But guess what? If Suzanne goes out there and brings Michael, Suzanne still doesn't have her 3. She's still doing mentor sales with you. But Michael starts bringing some sales. Guess who Michael's going to go to do the split sales? With you. So those 7 people could turn into another 20, 21 people, 25, 30 people that are looking to you to do their split sales. Listen, I don't know if this has happened yet. I don't think so. But I believe that in 2020, before the year is up, there will be some people that come into Powur, start working with us, that make a 6-figure income their first month. I believe there's going to be people, because of these mentor sales, that are going to come in here and make over $100,000 in mentor sales. All sales combined, right? In personal commissions, I believe there's going to be people who come in here and do that, because you can do that with this platform. See, here's the deal. For those of you guys with experience in network marketing, direct sales, I've never seen something where in your first month you can make this kind of money. I've never seen something where you can make 6-figure, that has the potential to make 6-figure income monthly from month 1 or 2. Never seen it. When I saw this, it blew my mind. Very, very powerful. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Here's an example of a Powur consulting commission sheet. You see everything. The customer information, obviously. You see the panel cost. You see the inverter and monitor cost, the optimizer cost, right? You see the engineering, you see everything, the main panel upgrade. Everything is up to par here. You see what the cost of goods are. You see all the expenses, and then you see your net commission. The first and only, up to my knowledge, program that shows you the exact everything, transparent cost of goods system. Okay, this is exciting stuff. Now let's get into the revenue share, which I talked about this briefly. Out of the commissions per sale, this by the way is paid from Powur's 30%, as we talked about. So remember, these commissions are based on, they already paid the seller his or her 70%. So the average commission on the first level, which is a 20% from Powur's 30%, whatever Powur's 30% is, 20% of that is paid in the first level. The average is $550. Second level, the average is $275, and so on and so forth, as you can see here. Now, there are some requirements for opening up these levels. Level 1, you need 1 person. Well, you can't make a first level override if you don't have at least 1 person. Level 2 requires 5, and so on and so forth, right? So you've got to open up these levels here. You've got to open them up. So it definitely requires some work. So if you want to open up these levels and get paid that, you've got to build a team, but you don't have to. Some people decide to, some people don't. Some people just introduce a couple of folks and they get paid on those couple of folks they introduce. That's easy. But to get to the second level and the third level, you need to introduce more than 5 people. So this is an example. 20% of Powur's cut is paid on the first level. 10% is paid on the second, and then 5% is paid from level 3 to level 6. And the commissions, ladies and gentlemen, there are people already making some outrageous amounts of money just in this 6th level, not even including the mentor sales. Now, the Powur Solar Ambassador Program. This actually just came out this month, about a week ago. This is a program where you sign up for free, okay? Costs you nothing. You can offer real estate agents, tax people, alarm salespeople. Hey, why don't you become an ambassador with Powur? They sign up for free. They can refer homeowners to the benefits of solar. They grab a copy of the electric bill. They share the electric bill with Powur. They get paid $1,000 when the system is installed. So it's a referral program. They don't have to rely on the solar professional to pay them a referral. They are directly connected with Powur. So let's say, for example, and I'm going to share my screen here with you guys. Let's say, for example, I go out there and where is this here? Let's see here. Okay, good. Okay. Become a solar ambassador. Okay. This is my page. As you guys can see here, okay, you've got my picture up here, my name. I'd send them to sign up for free. Okay. Everyone wins. Okay. Every time you refer a homeowner with solar, Powur, you earn $1,000. Your referral will save thousands on energy costs and the world. Okay. And this shows here some good information, how it works. They could sign up for free. By them signing up for free, guess what that does? What that does, ladies and gentlemen, is that it allows the person to go out there and refer solar, right? Refer solar to as many people as they want. And Powur will pay them directly $1,000 as soon as the installation is done. Now, I don't know about you, but I love that program because now I personally have a bunch of real estate agents now. I've got people that sell home security. I've got people that sell all kinds of stuff that also like, hey, I'll become a partner with you guys. And what I'll do is I'll refer people and the company's going to pay me $1,000 directly. If they get installed, hey, that's going. They don't have to rely on me to send them a check. The company sends me my cut and sends them their cut, right? So that's an incredible program that just came out, and it's a great way to generate leads, okay? So now let's get back into and we're about to finish. So the ambassador program. And then finally, we've got the equity ownership program. You're not just a part of a company, you can actually own a piece of the action, right? So the Powur Equity Program, our consultants become shareholders. Here's how that works. On your very first install, and we're not public yet, but on your very first install, you get 100 options. EXP Realty did the exact same thing. I personally know some people with EXP Realty. God bless them. They got started early, in 2014, I believe. And they got so many shares when it was worth like pennies. And they sold at over $8, $9, right? They made a ton of money just because they joined that company, went to work, did what they were supposed to do anyways. But guess what? That opportunity is still great. I think EXP is a great model. We are the EXP of the solar industry. Okay, I learned a long time ago. It's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. And guess what? They're the right cat. They're doing something very, very special. And, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of EXP agents that are part of Powur. There's a lot of Powur agents that are part of EXP. So your first install, you earn 100 options. Here's another one that I love for somebody like me. The first install of a consultant that you personally bring on board, that you sponsor, you get 50 options. I got a couple guys that I personally brought on board. They've already done their first sale. I got 50 options, 50 options, 50 options, 50 options, 50 options. And on my very first install, I made 50 options, right? So now yearly performance goals. So for those solar professionals, not only can you go out there and make some great commissions, but you can go out there by earning a great income, by earning a great living with Powur, you could go out there and earn additional options. So 25 installs in a year, you get 1,000 options. Now, if you're a go-getter and you go out there and make it happen, you do 50 installs per year, you get 5,000 options. My personal goal is to do 100 installs my first year, and I'm not a solar pro, but I see where this is going. I see the value. Not only that, what I do, my team will duplicate. We've got the fastest growing team in the entire company, okay? We started basically in April. Yeah, late April. By December 2020, December 31st, 2020, we will have a sales organization of over 2,000 solar specialists in our organization. Fastest growing team, okay? So we're gonna build a lot of wealth, okay? Plus, you also get discounted option program when Powur goes public, okay? So let's finish off. So Powur Solutions giving you the tools and the support that you need to succeed, okay? You get all of the training. The company has tremendous training, okay? Tremendous support. This is, we are built for success, and we are built for times like this. Nowadays, Powur was already doing business this way before the pandemic happened, okay? We are built for times like this, and times like this let people know, hey, listen, a platform like Powur is very, very key in these times. And that's exactly what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. So, Scalable Technology, you got real-time dynamic proposals, real-time contract packages, installation plus financing, platform to project, manage the entire deal flow under one roof. It's also a platform to manage all accounting, all operations, and your team. And personal commissions are paid daily. Team commissions are paid weekly, okay? So get together with the person that invited you. And by the way, this here is the national footprint of where we currently are. Again, we're opening up another 5 states in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. But as of right now, these states here are where we can conduct business. California, Texas, and Florida, we are the GC in those states. So that's exciting. So more commissions. So here's what we went through, okay? Now, to get started with Powur, it's very simple. You are your own dealer. You are your own business owner. So one-time $99 onboarding fee. After that, for the technology, the training, the support, and everything the platform provides, it's $49 a month. That's your technology cost. So your overhead to have your own solar dealer, your overhead is $49 per month. I'm in my home office right now. I'm about to close 1 or 2 deals today via Zoom, via the same computer. And what does it cost me to make thousands of dollars per month? It's $49 a month. All the support is done, okay? I mean, I don't see a better opportunity. And if you are looking in the solar business, let's face it, solar is a future. The world is going solar. The world is going to electric cars. We are entering the solar boom, and this solar boom, in my opinion, is going to last 10, 15 years. Millionaires are going to get created. I live in California. It's a mandate in California that any new house being built in 2020 must have solar. It's the law. And by 2045, every house in California needs to have solar. And this is strictly done into other states. In other countries, this is already the norm. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot who said it, but a very wealthy person once said, if you want to get wealthy, identify where the masses are going to get there first. Well, my friends, the masses are going to solar. And in the industry of solar, Powur is the place to be, okay? Everybody else, in my opinion, is training our future distributors. Go ahead, train them. They're not a part of Powur because they haven't seen this information yet. As soon as they do, they'll be a part of Powur, and they're going to come right over trained. And they don't have to worry about, oh, I'm in here, with Powur, but the guy above me is making too big of a cut, so I'm going to go to a different dealer. That's not how it works. Everybody's on the same 70% split. Everybody can make that additional 15% on a team they choose to build, if they choose to build or not. We've got the absolute best platform in the industry. So with that information, get together with the person that invited and shared this information with you. And we're going to do something special. And I look forward to meeting you one day and hopefully very soon shaking your hand in person and helping you close a whole lot of solar deals and make more money than you ever thought possible. Again, that's a possibility. Is that a guarantee of income? Absolutely not. I want to make that very clear. You do nothing, you make nothing. Just like in the insurance, in the real estate, network marketing, any industry, you get paid based on what you do. But the potential here, there's no ceiling. You can make as much money as you want because of leverage and the unique model that we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.